Hello, this is Papa Murph here, and I'm just here to tell you about our sponsor, Home for the LD Lee. If you like laserdiscs, which is sort of the precursor to DVDs, or if you're into just odd movies and things that you can't get anymore, if you just want to keep physical media going, because it is an awesome thing to have. So yes, check out Home for the LD Lee. They also do the HD DVDs, I believe, which were the other one that was going to be sort of the rival to Blu-ray, but of course Blu-ray took off and it didn't. So yes, Home for the LD Lee, and now in Murphish. I don't know if they'll like that jingle that I've written for them, but I've written it anyway. So yes, Charlie, let us know if you want us to keep doing the jingle. Yes. Alright, it's the works here. I just wanted to give you a quick update as I've made the other hand for my brother here. This is Hans Murphy, if you didn't meet him already in the other videos. So yeah, Hans, show him your other hand. Now you may have noticed that I've given him a bigger thumb, and the reason for that was in order to get him to sort of get some more exercise into his new hands. I'm teaching him how to play bass guitar, so that's going to allow him to really slap those strings. So yeah, that's the update on that, and now onto the scheduled programming. And I just wanted to say a quick thank you to my brother at the works for all he's done for me. You don't know what it's like to have had all those itches for 30 years that you couldn't scratch. But now I can, so yay me. Hello and welcome once again to Sailing the LGBT Sea with me, the Pirate King, Blondie Murphy. I am the Pirate King, and it is a glorious thing to be the Pirate King. So we've just had Halloween, so I thought this would be the best time to do a video about queerness in horror films. Now these days, this is quite a regular thing to have lots of representation in horror films, but what you may not realize is that it does go back quite a way, especially in horror literature. But first we're just going to have a quick look at a few modern films that have got some great queer representation in them.
Did you see the news? Mass killer on the loose in the streets of our town. It's got to be over 10 years ago now.
Some psycho kills her and they're more freaked out that she's queer. She was killed, probably by someone just like them.
Police have released this CCTV image of a masked person in the immediate area.
The guy that we saw in the alleyway, he looked so different.
The cops are way too busy busting kids for smoking weed. They don't give about some queer kids getting murdered.
It's like a parasite. You put the mask on and it joins with you.
So what, it controls you or something?
Worse, it frees you.
My name is Lily Colson, and I'm 18 years old. These are my three best friends, Em, Bex, and Sarah. And this is the story of how my town, Salem, lost its mind.
I think it was some socially conscious vigilante hacker guy.
I live for this type of scandal, to be honest.
Looks like half of Salem just got hacked.
There's nothing anybody can do to get these videos down.
Unfortunately, sir, it's very difficult to stop the internet.
This is your world. You built this. Don't take your hate out on me. I just got here. You may kill me, but you can't kill us all.
Big date. This is my first time going on a date since I started presenting. Hi.
Hey.
She had a date with a chaser.
She had no right rejecting you like that. They should know their place.
What
What is it, another alt-right circle jerk? Every skinhead and incel in town is running around with a tiny little heart on. Chris!
Never fuck with queer filmmakers.
And I think it's great that we can have this sort of representation in films now, especially with queer filmmakers being able to tell their own stories, and they can tell stories that have never been told before, something entirely new for a new audience. So I think that is a great thing. So there has always been representation of queer people in horror media. There are a few famous examples of what people think is representation, but in those cases it's not the case. For example, Norman Bates in Psycho is not meant to be trans or even a transvestite. It's a multiple personalities thing. Similar thing for Silence of the Lambs, and even Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where you have, especially in some of the later ones, where that in some of them Leatherface is in full drag. That's about, again, it's a multiple personalities, mental illness thing, rather than he's actually trans or, yeah.
Norman Bates no longer exists. He only half existed to begin with. And now, the other half has taken over.
The monster chasing her with a chainsaw. Step on it, Mr. Spottish.
But well, these days they can come out and just say it. In the past, they did have to be a bit more coded with it. A classic example of this, perhaps one of the most famous examples, this film has often been referred to as the gayest horror film ever made, is Freddy's Revenge, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. So there's a lot of queer subtext in this film, and a lot of other YouTubers have already talked about it, so I'm not going to go too in-depth with it. So here's just a few clips.
Okay, dirt ball. Assume the position.
How much longer do you think he's gonna keep us out here?
It could be all night. The guy gets his rocks off like this. Hangs around queer S&M joints downtown.
You've got the body. I've got the brain.
Schneider's got a stick up his ass today.
Schneider's always got a stick up his ass.
Hello, dirtball.
Hit the shower.
So while everybody pretty much picked up on it in Freddy's Revenge, one where it wasn't quite so universally picked up on was Fright Night. So Tom Holland, the writer-director of Fright Night, has since admitted that the film was partially inspired by what was happening with the AIDS crisis at the time. A lot of his friends that were gay had unfortunately passed away due to that illness, and I think he just wanted to sort of show some sympathy to that. I think he wanted to show some sympathy and solidarity with the queer community with this film. Also, 3 of the main cast members of the film were members of the LGBT community, and one of those actors, Stephen Jeffries, would play the character of Evil Ed.
Evil! 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 And to what do I owe this dubious pleasure?
The vampire knows I know about him. Or at least he will when he wakes up tonight.
What are you talking about?
I have a vampire living next door to me, and he's gonna kill me if I don't protect myself.
What?
Come on, Evil, I haven't got time to explain. Just tell me what to do to protect myself.
Very funny, Brewster.
Evil, please, I'm not kidding. Just tell me what to do.
Don't call me evil anymore. Why should I help you anyway?
Look, I've got $8. You help me, and it's yours.
Well, far be it from me to turn down a fool's money.
Kill me, Charlie, before I turn into a vampire and give you a hickey!
You asshole!
Now, Evil Ed was intended as a closeted gay teenager. You can kind of see that throughout the film if you're looking for it. If you're not looking for it, then you just sort of see him as this possibly on the autism spectrum, slightly out there kid. But yeah, it was very much intended that way, and I think this scene generally is the one people say really sums that up.
Hello, Edward. You don't have to be afraid of me. I know what it's like being different. Only they won't pick on you anymore. Or beat you up. I'll see to that. All you have to do is take my hand. Here, Edward. Take my hand.
So Jerry Dandridge, the vampire character, talking about being an outsider, and in fact Jerry Dandridge does have a live-in boyfriend, I guess you could say, in the form of Billy Cole, and yeah, it seems like they've had a very loving relationship, even though they are undead killing machines.
Have you seen the new guy next door yet?
No, but I did hear he's got a live-in carpenter. My luck, he's probably gay.
No, I don't think so.
It is also hinted at that Roddy McDowall's character, Peter Vincent, he is also a bisexual character. This may be true, it's never been fully confirmed, but I think they did intend it that way. Roddy McDowall himself was gay. The character was based on Vincent Price, who was bisexual. So this is how they would represent queer characters in the 80s. But it goes much further back than that, especially if you look at horror literature with books like Camilla and our next subject, The Picture of Dorian Gray. Now this story by the legendary queer author Oscar Wilde has been adapted many times into film, most famously in 1945, and again more recently in 2009. Neither version actually covers all of the gay content that was in it. You see, the original story was edited because they thought that it wouldn't be appropriate for the times, and it was only in 2011 that the unedited version of the story became available to the public for the first time. However, in most versions of the story, be it in film or theater or in the original novel, there is some gay subtext there, and the character of Dorian Gray is generally depicted as bisexual, and the character of Basil, who's the one who paints the painting, the portrait in the first place, is generally depicted as gay.
I'm a
congratulate you, Basil. Look at yourself, Mr. Gray.
As I grow old, this picture will remain always young. If it were only the other way, if it were I who was always to be young, and the picture that was to grow old.
That picture is my finest work, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Greatest gift that anyone could ever have given. In fact, I wish that I could tell you just how great.
But then it isn't so unreasonable to borrow it back a little while.
Not sure that I've ever fully expressed my gratitude.
I hardly think that...
But now we have the unedited version of the story available. Hopefully someone will remake the film and include all of the really gay stuff that wasn't considered appropriate for the 1800s. So with all of these films, there are other essays that have been done on YouTube that you can check out that go into each of these subjects in a far more detailed way. I just wanted to give a quick overview, and I thought it's Halloween, so it's a perfect time to do this. Well, it was Halloween a few days ago at the time of filming. So that's all we have for you this time on Sailing the LGBTC. Don't forget, we do have a TeePublic store. We also have our sponsor, of course, Home for the LD Lee, where most of these films are available. Well, the ones made before 2001, because that's when they stopped making Laserdiscs. So, yeah, you can get Fright Night and Freddy's Revenge, at least. And there are versions of Dorian Gray, not the 2009 one, which we've shown a few clips from. But, yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the show. Thank you for watching, and I am the Pirate King. Hello.